And how did you eventually link up with Danger and, you know, become a part of his label and that situation?
I linked up with Danger through Marcella, which is his partner, and she's also a mixer engineer. I was working with who was I working with? I was working with Carrie Hilson, recording with Carrie Hilson for her first album.
Yeah.
And I met Marcella through Carrie Hilson, and we just got tight, and she introduced me to Danger, and they introduced me to their whole family, and we just became cool. And it wasn't on some business or like be interested in me as an artist, or anything like that. You know, we can write together, we can make some music together, beautiful. But it wasn't like that wasn't the initial thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we just became cool, became friends, and it just seemed only right, I guess. You know, I mean, I'm an artist. I've been pursuing my artistry while being friends with them, so it just felt like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And musically, we just felt the same way about music and doing more than just the average.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's how that happened.
All right. Now I want to talk about the current solo project you're working on. You got the first single out now, I Want You. Just give me some background on that song. Talk about, creating it.
That song is, okay, what I do sometimes to create, in my writing, when I write, if I don't have music, I'll like vocally try to create the music, whether it be barbershop harmony or me simulating a horn or a drum or something, vocally, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What I had intended to do was to create a feeling, like the song that Danger and Kevin Cosm had wrote for Carrie Hilson, "Knock You Down."
Okay.
I had intended to create a song with the same feeling, not like the song, but with the energy of the song.
Yeah.
Of course, it didn't turn out that way. Like that always happens. You set out to do one thing and it turns into something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I basically kept it simple, just going off of something I was dealing with personally in my life, of decision making as far as in being in a relationship or whatnot, and that's how I wrote it. I only had originally, when I did that, I only created the first verse and the hook, "I Want You."
Yeah.
And it was just a sketch. It was just a rough. That was it. It was terrible sounding. I was singing flat and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I got introduced to Cadis and Sean, the producers Cadis and Sean, by Stacey Barth. And we just clicked, and I had always been wanting to work with them because I was working with Stacey Barth with them. I wanted to work with them on my project.
Yeah.
So I played them some things. I played them the rough idea of "I Want You."
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really intended to be a full song, but they heard it, they loved it, and they felt like they could create some music around it that would accompany it and make it be the thing it is right now. So basically, that's how that happened.
Okay,
it was
cool.
very organic.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned the word feeling. The feeling, and you were trying to go for a feeling because, I went to a showcase you had here in New York a couple months ago, and that's what I experienced. There was so much feeling. When I saw you performing on stage, you looked like you were actually experiencing emotions on stage, and it was just like, to me, I was just taken a little bit aback because it was so amazing to see. Talk about the feeling in your music and what you experience when you're making music.
For me, man, I was raised in the church, and I'm only child, so like music has always been my everything.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up in church, I learned, when you see people catch the Holy Spirit, right?
Yeah.
It's like, but it's by what the preacher is saying and how he's saying it, and then how the organist or the pianist is playing. It's the chords. It's the different movements in the music. I know I always see it when it's the music that it feels like the heavens have opened up.
Yeah.
And I always always wondered about that, what that is, and I could feel it. I never caught the Holy Spirit, but I mean, well, no, I have, but when I was young, I never did. I just always wondered what that feeling was. And so when I watch Michael Jackson, and I see people faint, like just the energy that he possessed, and when he sung songs, and how he just let himself go, you know, and didn't feel contrived. There was no thought. It was just, it's almost like he was there by himself. Mm-hmm. Like he forgot he was performing in front of millions. Yeah. You know? So many artists, Marvin Gaye. I always look at that, and I say that I use that for when I create music. If I don't feel it, it won't work. If I can't feel it, if it doesn't move me, you know, a song could be good, a song could be okay. But for me, I feel like things that really stays with people, you know, music that stays with people are songs that move people, that speak to them in a whole nother language that is like beyond us, you know? Yeah. Chills you get, you know, and when you actually lose yourself in music, in the song, in the lyrics, or whatnot. So that's what I try to use. I really go off of that, and I try to use that in my music and performing as well. Yeah. You know, I have to feel it. Yeah. That's a beautiful thing. I love that. I'm a true believer. If I don't feel it, you're not going to feel it. You know? Yeah, I feel you on that. Just want to ask you about, you know, a recent music video you were in. We want to know, you know, what were you out doing at 4 a.m. while Melanie Fiona was sitting home, you know, sad and crying? Yo, first of all, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get a character. First of all, she told me I can go out. I'm going out with the homies. I was going to come back, of course, you know, just a night out, and I got drugged, man. I didn't even know it. You know, I didn't know I got drugged. I got roofied, you know, but I was being good. As you see in the video, I was being super good. I wasn't even trying to play that game. I was trying to get home. I got roofied. I pulled over. I went to sleep. The police came and got me. That was that. So, no, that video, man, that was fun, man. She called me up. I don't know. I was on a treadmill. She called me up and said, "Would you like to be in my video?" Yeah. And this is like 3 days before she was shooting the video. Wow. And of course I said yes. Of course, why not? And that's how that happened. Nice. That was great. That's cool. Just to wrap up, anything you want to add about, you know, the upcoming album or anything like that? I just want people to just give it a fair listen. That's all I want. Just give it a real solid, heart-to-heart listen. Heart to music listen. That's what I mean. Yeah. You know, that kind of listen. And just please be on the lookout. Please believe. Please believe in me. If you don't believe, I will make you a believer. Any means necessary.